Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your weekly reading for January 15th to the 21st. I'm Jennifer and thank you for joining me. First of all, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I invite you to do so now. And I'm going to just jump right into the reading. So I'm using the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reid. I already pulled the cards. I'm going to clarify with the Rider-Waite Tarot, and then we're going to pull one more card at the end, an Oracle card, to give further insight for your week. So, first of all, I want to show you at the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Wands. So this card suggests quick movement, perhaps travel, or it could even suggest channeling your own energy towards something in a very focused and swift and direct way. Now at the top of your reading we have the King of Air. This is crowning your reading. And the King of Air suggests someone who is very intellectually based. Definitely makes decisions from a place of rational, reasonable thinking, more so than heart-based thinking. So perhaps you have been thinking too much, okay, this past week or this coming week. Because what we see here is we have the Ten of Cups, the Six of Swords, and then the Nine of Wands. And the Ten of Cups is like your total bliss card. This is like the happy family, or just that inner bliss, that total contentment. That feeling of emotional joy and happiness and balance. It's a 10, so it's about a completion and a new beginning. So maybe you're coming into a new beginning in some way in your life. There's something new on the horizon for you. Okay? And then we have the Six of Swords. So this is similar to the Eight of Fire in that it's a movement card. It's a travel card. So there are some of you Sagittarians who may be traveling this week. Maybe you have a business trip coming up, or perhaps you have a planned vacation. Maybe some of you are going on a cruise. I think lots of people go on cruises this time of year. It's probably a good time to head out on a cruise if you live in the Northeast or in the North, anywhere cold anyway. This card also can talk about moving from troubled waters to calmer ones. Now I know it seems with this layout here, with these three cards here, we have happiness, then this movement, and then the Nine of Fire, which the Nine of Fire is a card in this deck. Colette Baron Reid talks about it being for caution, because you can see that this female figure here is holding out these stars to guide her path and to watch her step and to watch where she's going. And a lot of times, well, the Nine of Wands in the traditional tarot is that card where the man is standing there with a bandage on his head and he's got all these wands behind him and he's holding his one wand and he's like ready to like use it if he needs to, because he's been in battle. So maybe, but this card doesn't necessarily mean that you have literally been fighting or arguing with people. Sometimes we battle ourselves. But also because it's a 9, it's like you're coming out of that. And this card can also be positive in the sense that you've been through it already. You've already been through it, and now you're ready to move on. And it can sometimes be called a silver lining card as well, especially in matters of love and the heart. So in the next row, we have the Six of Earth, which is the Six of Pentacles here under the Ten of Water. Then we have the King of Cups, the King of Water. And then we have the Three of Air. And this card has been coming up a lot this week in a lot of people's readings. Well, not people, but for all the signs that I've been reading for. I think you're like the fourth sign to get this card. So what I see is you needing to balance, because the Three of Air, while it does talk about heartbreak, disappointment, and loss, and perhaps even betrayal, I think in this reading, what this is talking about is balancing between head and heart. Because we have here the King of Air, then the Six of Air, right? That's that movement card, moving from these troubled waters to calmer ones. And then we have the King of Cups. So what this is saying to me is that maybe you have been coming from a place within you. Now, these are energies. These could be actual people that you are dealing with in your life. There could be an air sign around you, male or female. It doesn't matter. It's an energy. And there can also be a water energy around you, which could... Air is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Water is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But if this is something internal going on with you, perhaps you're moving away from this this purely rational thinking, or into it in a way. Maybe you're coming a little bit, you need to sort of balance, because here you have the Ten of Cups and the Six of Earth. And the Six of Earth is a card about give and take. It's definitely a card about balance. And sixes usually represent that balance. Six is actually a relationship number. So this is like you're in a place of balance and happiness and contentment, and perhaps in your material realm, that's being reflected in your material realm. And then we have this movement toward being cautious. So maybe there's something, because see, underneath the Eight of Fire is actually this conflict card, which is the Five of Air. So the Five of Air, it's basically conflict, tension. These are swords, so they could be arguing with somebody about ideas. It could just be, sometimes it's usually conflict with others. So maybe there's some conflict here. Maybe this is conflict within yourself. You're having a hard time deciding if you should be in your head or you're in your heart at this time. Which way to move in, because these are movement cards. But whatever which way you decide to move, walk with caution, step with caution. And I'm going to pull some clarifying cards here on the Three of Air. Oh, I'm not taking that because it just... your card flipped out. Temperance just flipped out, but we're not taking that right now because it just started. Please clarify this Three of Swords, this Three of Air here in this reading. Please clarify. Clarify this Three of Air. Yeah, well, that is also about a new beginning. And maybe you're not sure if you should be following your head or your heart right now. Please clarify the Three of Swords. One more card for this Three of Swords, please. Okay. Okay. Well, we got two major arcana to clarify that. So whatever this is that you're moving toward, with the Wheel of Fortune here, I think that's a good sign to see that with the Three of Swords. That things might be turning in your favor, and that maybe you are overthinking. It says I'm pulling here. Maybe you're just overthinking things. And you have to try to get back to that balanced place. And deep down, you know what's right for you. You know what the right thing is to do. Remaining in a balanced place and moving with caution is your best bet at this time. Just step carefully and think about the Six of Air and how it does move out of the stormier to the more calm. Okay? It's headed in a more calm direction. Because you see here it's like darker and then it starts getting lighter. So it's like moving out of the storm. And sometimes, you know, well, all the kings can be, because the King of Air can be like cold and unfeeling, where the King of Water can be emotionally deceptive. So it's not like one is better than the other. Let's pull some more clarifying cards. Let's clarify this Nine of Fire. Please clarify the Nine of Fire for us. Let's clarify this Nine of Fire for us. Please clarify the Nine of Fire here. Okay, we got the Queen of Cups and the Strength card. So, perhaps with the Queen of Cups and the King of Water showing up here, perhaps this is something to do with a relationship. Maybe there have been arguments that you've been having with your spouse, your loved one. And the Strength card, I think, is similar to this Nine of Fire in that it speaks to, like, the Nine of Fire is like you've been in the battle, but you still are standing there ready to defend yourself if you need to. And that takes strength. It takes strength to come out of the battle and to stand there and to do whatever it is that you need to do in order to defend. Perhaps you feel like you are defending this woman against this other energy here. Or maybe this is you and her having some kind of an argument. Let me just look at this. Or perhaps you're being asked to step cautiously when dealing with, because the Queen of Cups she's emotionally stable. She has her balance, she has her emotions balanced, but she is easily hurt, though she does not always show that. So maybe you're being asked to think before you hurt somebody and end up hurting yourself with perhaps some situation that you may be going through. I mean, you don't have to be literally traveling physically. You could also be traveling, you know, as in a journey in yourself, and like moving from one stage of your life to another. And the Queen of Cups could be you. those energies, and of being cautious even with your own self, and remembering that your emotions matter. Obviously, how you feel matters, and what you think about things, and moving out of this stormy place in your mind is a way to get yourself back in balance. And sometimes that takes strength for us to decide to move on from one place to another in our lives. And with the Three of Air here, and the Fool and the Wheel of Fortune, what I see is like, it's not necessarily an ending to any relationship. It's not necessarily, somebody betraying you. It could simply be an ending of a way that, a rejection of something, or the ending of something that brings about a new beginning, and one that is being it's sort of faded. It's faded. So let's pull a few more cards here. Give me a card for the Six of Air, please. What is the Six of Air talking about? Okay, okay. And of course we have the King of Cups and Temperance. So there's your card again, Sagittarius. And then we got the King and the Queen here. So I think this does have to do with the relationship for a lot of you. And I think that maybe this is a week that people are going to be opposing each other a bit. There might be some energy out there that is causing some friction with relations, whether it's romantic or co-worker or whatnot. But I think for a lot of you out there, Sagittarius, whether you're a man or a woman, you might be finding some conflict. And you keep getting, like, it's telling you the same thing pretty much over and over again. It's like, balancing. Like I've told you already. Balance, right? That's that Six of Air again, is balance. Balance. And it might take some strength to, like, even if it's sometimes just biting your tongue to not say something. That takes strength. Especially when people are just getting under your skin. It takes strength. But if you come through this and you find yourself able to balance, even the wheel itself is very balanced, but it also talks about time. And perhaps this is a poignant week that is going to sort of, shift the sails, if you will, in the direction of this ship. And how you deal with it this week is going to set the tone for perhaps weeks or months to come. I'm just curious. I want to pull some cards on this Six of Earth here. What is this Six of Earth? Can you clarify the Six of Earth here for me, please? Please clarify the Six of Earth. What's the Six of Earth talking about here? Let me clarify the Six of Earth. Six of Earth. Okay. Interesting. So we got the Five of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. And as you know, this, well, I don't know if you know this, but the Six of Earth it's the tarot card in the Rider-Waite Tarot, where there's two people sort of kneeling down, and there's a figure above them with a scale, and he's giving out his pentacles in how he sees fit. Okay? So perhaps you have been feeling out in the cold. Perhaps you've been dealing with somebody who's a bit greedy. Somebody who hasn't really been sharing. Or perhaps you have been feeling, and you don't have to be, you don't have to actually be living in a state of poverty to feel like this, because this can affect you in other ways. But perhaps finances, you have been feeling a stress from finances and feeling like you have to hang on to what you have. Or you might end up being left out in the cold. Or perhaps you feel left out in the cold for some reason, and that's why this is coming up here sort of in the past position, like in the recent past position. And you've been struggling to bring yourself back to this place where you were feeling so wonderful and nothing could touch you. And now you're finding yourself in a place where it's going to take some temperance and some strength to get you back on balance there. And perhaps this person has to do with this. Maybe you feel left out in the cold by this particular person here, this King of Air. Maybe you've been dealing with judges or lawyers, some of you. Maybe you have to pay out a lot of money and you're concerned about your material well-being. And maybe that's that disconnect for you. Maybe you're worrying in your mind so much about these material concerns or these financial concerns that your emotions are being affected. Because when we think, that's how come this happens. This is it's not so much what happens to us, it's how we think about it that brings on that sorrow. That brings on those feelings of disappointment or loss. I mean, of course, sometimes there are obviously things that happen that just break our hearts. But a lot of times, when we feel disappointment, it's because it's the way we think about it. So let's pull an oracle card from the Wisdom of the Trees Oracle and see what other guidance we can get. I didn't realize how long I've been talking. Oh, it's true. It's a long reading, Sagittarius. Sorry about that. Let's see. All right. Oh, we got this card for somebody else. This talks about your ancestors. Black Elder. Oh no, abundance. Abundance. I have ancient powers and can bring you abundance and protection. My flowers bring you refreshment in the hot summer, and my berries give you sustenance in the autumn. If you honor me, I will send you many blessings. The elder is traditionally associated with the white goddess who brought benevolence and healing. So elder trees were commonly planted in gardens on farmland to bring good fortune and protection. Later traditions contradicted this, saying that the tree was malign because Christ died on a cross made from elder wood, and Judas Iscariot hanged himself from an elder tree. The tree has many medicinal properties. Elderflower tea is excellent for treating nasal and sinus problems, and a hot decoction of the berries has antiviral properties. Trust in the abundance of the world around you. Concentrate on everything that you want to attract into your life, feeling and thinking as though you already have it. Give thanks for your many blessings. And another meaning of this card. Do not take anything purely at its face value. What at first seems like a simple situation will soon reveal itself to have many complex facets. So it is neither all good nor all bad. Learn to see the light and shade and everything around you. So maybe you are worrying about finances at this time. Maybe you're concerned about your job, or perhaps you are feeling like you're paying out more than you're taking in, kind of thing. And the more you focus on that, the more you're going to end up bringing this feeling of being left out in the cold to you, and of, you know, being this, not so much necessarily miserly, though this can be the miser card. It also signifies just like hanging on to what you have. And sometimes we have to do that. Sometimes we have to. Because we don't have a lot, especially if you're feeling like this. You know, but in this card, I mean, there is hope. Okay, there is hope, and there is help, and perhaps you're just not seeing it, right? And it may not come in the form that you expect it to, or you think that things are going to be. And just know that abundance is also this. This is also abundance. You don't have to, you know, if you can get what you need and you don't go without food on your plate and you still have a roof over your head, you know, be grateful for those things, because there are a lot of people who don't have that. So before we end the reading, I'm just going to pull one of these little word cards here, just as an additional sort of, you could think about the card or just insight into the reading, further insight into the reading. It's just one word, just to help you with this third week of January. For Sagittarius, I'm going to pull one card for you here, Sagittarius. So let's see, for Sagittarius. Oh, we got two. We got two by accident. Love and clarity. Maybe you needed two today. So, love is abundance. And it's true that, trust me, I mean, if you have your roof over your head and you have food on your plate and you have more than probably the majority of people globally in this world. So, appreciate what you have. Try not to get too stressed about it. Bite your tongue. Keep that idea of strength, and remember that this is what the true abundance is. Okay, so I hope you have a wonderful week, Sagittarius. Thank you for joining me. If you haven't already, please subscribe. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you can get the information below. And if you're feeling generous, of course, I'd be happy if you made a donation to my channel. Thank you again, and hopefully I will talk to you in the next reading. Bye.